Hey, everybody. How you guys doing today? All right, you guys ready for some SWTOR? You guys ready for some SWTOR? Then some Anthony Anthem. Mostly start with SWTOR. SWTOR, Sith, Inquisitor. Technically episode 3. But, how's everybody doing today? First and foremost, how you guys doing today? I know we gotta go to Balmora today for, you know, story purposes and stuff like that. But then afterwards, we're going to, or I guess before we do that, actually, we're gonna talk to Kemval and so on, and so forth. How's the audio levels, by the way? I guess, you know, I just want to know at some point or another if I'm too loud or if the game's too loud, and we'll have to see. But first, we talk to Kem and move on our way.
Aklausay unsaf pama ubilin. Usatida sin fara alaim jaal in ima jahaban iten.
My power is greater than any of the fools that surround me.
Jinasiwe jaalaize nam nadize.
And I'll go saying that.
I CJ in alam is frumadine habans. Gamlid ist franjan kupainanan.
Not many people lock their allies in stasis for centuries.
Iswarim ja algamboze uspalib. Ni havashun isquis kaijukai wijans in haumanai.
I mean, that's cool, Kem. I can't wait till we get to the point where Kem stops being all like, "You are not enough for me, master, I will kill you." And starts going into the whole like, "Hey, you're actually not bad to keep around. Or to be around." Because technically I'm keeping him around. I'll take those. I don't necessarily need those yet. Can't really see those, so there's no purpose in having them. Claim, and then everything else gets disintegrated. I also forgot that there's a double XP event going on currently, or double rewards technically. So if y'all are trying to level up and stuff like that, now is the time. So, anyways, let's get our traveling over to Balmora real quick. I always feel like it's been like. Every time I boot up SWTOR, I always feel like it's been forever since I played it. But that's because, like, so many other things have been happening recently that it's just like, oh no, I don't spend much time in this game.
Apprentice? Excellent. You've arrived safely on Balmora, I see. Now, I hope
Yeah,
you're
Zupa,
ready to
yeah.
work. I've got a good idea of where the ancient artifact is on Balmora, but it's not pleasant.
What exactly does this entail?
Yes, well, let's just say circumstances have changed since Tulak Horde hid his artifact. Tulak Horde hid his artifact in a vault on Balmora, one that was later converted by the Balmorans into a toxic waste storage facility. But the vault was hit badly in the last war. It's now a crater filled with toxic waste. Your artifact is at the bottom.
You must have some sort of plan for how to get it, right?
Regrettably, I haven't had time to put together a plan. You'll have to figure this one out yourself. But try making contact with the Imperial Resources Officer here on Balmora, Major Bessica. Bessica knows the planet, and he may even have a few good ideas.
He will do whatever I say.
Careful you don't alienate a potential ally. The Empire has its hands full coping with a violent Balmoran uprising. Officially, they're a grassroots militia. Secretly, they have the Republic's full backing. I've informed Major Bessica of the Republic's involvement, so he'll be better equipped to assist you. No doubt the Republic's hounds will get in your way.
I will destroy the enemies of the Empire.
I expect nothing less. But the war is secondary to the artifact. Retrieve the artifact and try to be discreet. We don't want the entire Sith Order chasing our prize.
Hey, Mia May Plays. How's it going? How you doing? SWTOR's your favorite, I can never say this acronym properly because I just, like, stutter over it. MMORPG? I would say it's, like, within my top 3, my favorite being Final Fantasy XIV, but that's just... That's just because I've had a really, really, really good experience with like the in-game community, and I really like the gameplay too. But yeah, no, SWTOR is definitely up there. It's my first MMO, so I have kind of like a bias for it. I love this little thing for Chem. I didn't know that you could get Chem in a color that wasn't green, blue, or red to be perfectly... Well, I guess he has the white variant, which is his original variant, so it's not a variant. It's his original color, and then you get the red one, and then you have the blue and the green one as well. My whole point being, I didn't realize that you could get a black version of Chemval. And now that I have it, I'm never going back. That sounds weird, but you get the point. Okay. Final Fantasy 15 is the best game on PS4. I would highly disagree. You've played, or you never played Final Fantasy 14. You've played WoW and City Heroes and DC Universe Online. Isn't there a thing still going with Twitch Prime where you can actually get Final Fantasy 14 for free? And like a free, like 30 days, like you get the base game, like a free 30 days with Twitch Prime. And it looks like you have Twitch Prime, so I think if you feel so inclined to try it out, this would be like the best time. But SWTOR is definitely fun. I will agree.
There's something of great value in one of the hazard vaults. The one that was blown open. I heard you could help.
Ah, who's this? Sith. We don't often get Sith on Balmorra. It's a real pleasure. I have a son on Korriban, you know.
That's
it's
cool.
A tough war you're walking into. We're fixing blasters with adhesive tape. But we'll help you any way we can. Now, let's see. A blown open vault. Captain, do we still have those pumps?
Sir, if this is the vault I think it is, it won't be that easy. The fumes alone have put men in the medical center.
Do we have anything else we can work with?
We need some way to make this pit less deadly. Tell me, Captain, is there nothing that can survive the toxic waste?
Well, nothing grows there, sir. But there are the colicoids.
Colicoids? What do those bugs want with toxic waste?
Food, sir. Our surveillance satellites have recorded them feeding on the toxic waste. We suspect they've been designed to eat it.
So, how do I become a colicoid?
Sir?
No, Captain. She's right. To get to the bottom of that pit, she'll need to become like the colicoids. There must be a way for you to take on the colicoids' resistance, so you can enter the vault. Captain, where were these creatures created?
Well, I can't say for sure, but there's a research lab not far from here that was overrun with colicoids as soon as the Balmorrans abandoned it.
Cheers, love!
But the colicoids are vicious creatures. Just one of them tore apart a whole squad.
Lucas698, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Novi Nation. Let Trebe show you the way to Lotta, who is both love and life. I'll answer your question in a second, Mia. 1 sec.
I think I can handle a few bugs.
If you can get into that lab and find out the colicoid secret, we'll do what we can to get you into that toxic pit.
Sir, even if we find out what causes this resistance, we don't have the...
We'll worry about that later. Right now, our Sith friend has to get into that lab and find out what the Balmorrans did to those creatures.
So to answer your question, Mia, what's my favorite class in SWTOR? Yours is Sith Warrior. I would agree. Mine is Sith Warrior. Secondly, like if I had to rank, like have like a top 3 classes, it'd be like Sith Warrior and Jedi Knight kind of tie each other because, duh, they're the same. Like the stories are different, but they're basically the same class. Mia May plays. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Novi Nation. Let Trebe show you the way to Lotta, who is both love and life. Yeah, no, I definitely say like Sith Warrior is my favorite. It's the one I consistently recreate characters in all the time. I think I at one point I had like 8 characters that were all just Sith Warriors. Gameplay-wise, yeah, that's my favorite. Story-wise, it's definitely up there. I think it's a tie between Agent Story and the Jedi Knight and Sith Warrior stories, but definitely much more of an imp player than I am a pub player. So have no fear, the dark side is with me. Did I go the wrong way? I did, didn't I? I haven't played much of the light side. Yeah. I know all about I definitely went the wrong way. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I get that for sure. Like, the Jedi Knight, if you play the Jedi Knight, it's very,
displaying all authorized destinations.
what you would expect a Jedi story to be, you know? And I guess you could say kind of like the Sith Warrior is too, but the Sith Warrior has some more, some better twists and turns that I liked. Sith Inquisitor is definitely up there. I really like the Sith Inquisitor. Like, really anything with the Force minus the Consular. That's kind of where my biases lie. Hey, little piggy. Says, hey, little piggy 007. Hey, Novik, love your vids, mate. Been watching for a couple years now. Never gets old. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate it, especially since my videos are terrible, at least in my opinion. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Gabba is asking, what side am I on, light side or dark side? Still went to the wrong location. Gosh darn it. This character's kind of more so in the, like, leaning more to the dark side, but I don't mind making, like, light side choices if it fits the character. But very, very heavily dark side. What I like to do over here is, like, over here being, like, on Twitch, is when I, play these, you know, SWTOR and stuff like that, I like to get into what, like, kind of like role play almost, like with the character, you know? I like to do what I think they would do. But really what it all ends up falling into is I find the character that the... I find the companion that my character's gonna romance, and then I just model my character, by, you know, affiliation-wise around who they're gonna romance. Jeez, I went all over the place, and I really only had to go here. But, yeah, no. Oh, look at that. They're all dead. Oh, wait, there's more. Hold on. But wait, there's more. It's a good thing I went tank with this character, and then, you know, we got Kem, who's on DPS. Even though he's not really doing anything, he's just kind of sitting around. That's alright, though. But I'm going to extend that question to you guys. What's your guys' favorite class? And as an extension to that question, who's your guys' favorite non-playable character in this game? Like an NPC. Whether it be a companion or just someone you randomly meet. Like, who's your favorite? I'm very interested to know. Does it say I'm level 70? It does indeed. So what I did was with this character and basically all the characters that I get, I got the Master's Datacron, and what that does is it instantly levels your character to level 70 without skipping any of the story, any of the class story like the other level jumps do. So I tend to do that when I'm doing story characters, just because I don't want to have to worry about the leveling aspect. And I just want to just kind of hop in the story and kind of breeze through it without worrying. You're leveling the Sith Sorcerer. Sith Sorcerer is fun, too. I've had so many Sith Sorcerers that I was like, you know, maybe like, because I've never really had a full-blown, like, actual tank character. So I was like, we're going to make Equestra the tank character. I'll, like, use her, like, for tanking and ops and stuff like that if I ever get to that point, so... She's by far one of my favorite characters that I've made, though. Hocus Pocus says Talos Drellick and Jaisa Wilson are your favorite characters. Like light side Jaisa or dark side Jaisa? That's the question. I kind of prefer light side Jaisa. But that's also because, like, my Sith Warrior, my main Sith Warrior, who is, the name Novik, he's light side because of the backstory that I gave him. Like I said, I like to roleplay, man. I like to RP. Like for example, my main character Novik, his character, my backstory. I gave him a backstory, and his backstory was kind of like he was a Padawan whose master was corrupt, or at least getting corrupt, and then he slowly started corrupting Novik to the point where the council found out and they're like, okay, no, this is bad, so we gotta either exile them or exterminate them, and they went for the extermination route. My character looks like Tora. I was preparing for someone to say that. I would like to say that my character looks like a better version of Tora. Like Tora if she was attractive. That's that's where I'm going with that. But yeah, return to Maze. Okay, so I can just fast travel there then. If it's unoriginal, but no, I would say Kira. Okay, so when it comes to Star Wars, like SWTOR characters that, you know, NPCs, companions, what be it, I would say for me, it goes Lana Beniko and Kira Carson. They're kind of tied at first, and then it goes Vet and Mako. Vet for number 2, Mako for number 3. Hocus Pocus 76. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the invitation. Let Trebe show you the way to Lana, who is both love and life. I keep trying to go over here because that's where the Sith warrior or bounty. Oh. No, I just recently played the bounty hunter here, so they keep going there. But to finish off what I was saying about my character's backstory, Novik's backstory at least, he manages to survive being attacked, you know, and then was like, you know what, screw the Republics and screw the Jedi, and then he joins the Sith, but he's like, he's still got those like light side teachings in him, so he kind of struggles with it, you know? Exactly, Mia. Kira's one of my favorites, considering that, you know, she's just an awesome character, and then having Laura Bailey voice her is just like, it's icing on the cake.
Get those supply vehicles.
My men are working on it, sir, but until that shipment of plasteel I requested 3 months ago comes in...
I don't care. Tear it off the walls if you have to.
It's not wise to keep a Sith waiting.
Don't worry about the Colonel. He's loud and impatient, but we all are these days, what with a supply shortage. Now, did you manage to find anything out of the lab? Captain Ilon and I have been doing our own research, but we haven't discovered much.
A lot of data there. Not sure how useful.
Have a look at this, Captain. I can't make head or tail of it.
This confirms our suspicions. The colicoids were being mutated to clean up the waste, and it looks like the chemical mutagen they were using could theoretically work.
Well, that's it. That's our solution, right? We just replicate this chemical mutagen.
I play the Satil Shan server.
There's a problem. Our chief scientist defected to the Republic a few months back. We can't begin to replicate, let alone test the serum without him.
I guess we need to undefect him.
Undefect indeed. You certainly have a way with words, Sith.
The scientist's name is Yanis Tirek, and he's still on Balmorra, in a Republic research base out near the Toxic Lakes.
All right, Sith. It looks like you have your next objective. You find this scientist, you subdue him, my men will bring him back, and we'll get you your chance to swim in toxic waste.
The Republic's going to taste blood tonight.
Oh, and Sith, hurry back. I just got word that my son passed his trials on Korriban, and is on his way to Balmorra. I don't want you to miss him.
Oh, I remember this. Okay, yeah, no, okay, so to answer, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Gabe H 101, the question, Gabba, is it Gabba or is it Gabe, or please let me know. I hate mispronouncing names. His question was, Novik, you made a character, I have a backstory, what will happen if my characters met? Would they like fight, or would they talk, or like what would they do? Gabe? Alright, cool. I'll call you Gabe then, bud. It depends on the character. I have a lot of characters. Novik, my character Novik is generally light side, so it really depends. for him. Like, if you're trying, like, if another character came up and tried to kill him just immediately, he'd be like, oh, well, we could have been friends, but you're dead. Like, I'm just gonna kill you. Like, that's kind of how that goes. He's like, not necessarily like the first to rush into action, like just to create enemies for that sake. You know, more level-headed, I suppose. I haven't quite figured out Equestria yet, so this character, I haven't quite made a background for her yet. I'd imagine, if anything, she'd probably be like one of his subordinates or something like that, even though, slight spoilers for the Inquisitor storyline, at one point they become like a, you know, a Dark Council member. I'd say,
be here otherwise.
like, in terms of ranking, she'd probably just follow him
If there's another delay,
at
your
some point.
know-how won't save you.
Still kind of be like, you know, her own woman and stuff like that, and, you know, her own person even, but with her own goals and stuff like that. But she'd like probably at least ally herself with my character. Other characters like my Jedi Knight, they'd straight up just fight. Like, they'd just be like, no. Fundamentally, they get up on the wrong foot. Like, especially like Equestria, because she's kind of gonna lean more towards the dark side. Now, if there weren't romances in this game, though, I would probably say, like, maybe, like, yeah, like, probably, like, Equestria and, Novik would be a thing.
Well.
Maybe. I don't know.
I should have known
I don't care.
Beskar wouldn't let me go
Because we have
without a
Lana.
fight. But sending a Sith seems a bit like overkill. Are you here to kill me, or are you going to torture me first?
Thanks for reminding me.
No, listen. I won't be scared into returning. I risked my life to come here. Being an Imperial scientist, it's a fate worse than death.
Watching as I make a necklace from your entrails is another.
I won't go back to that place. You don't know what it's like. We're not expected to be men. We're machines, slaving day in and day out. No intellectual freedom, no creativity. I'm tired of building killing machines. I want to do some good for humanity. I can't go back there.
We'll see how you feel after this.
Oh! Sorry, bud, you didn't take no for an answer.
Damn Sith! You'll have to kill me. I'll never return to the Empire willingly.
I know just when to stop.
Yep, we went there. I have figured out, like, one thing specifically about her backstory. I'll talk about that in a second.
Sith, Major Beskar sent us in after you to collect the scientist.
Just make sure he doesn't try to run.
Of course. We'll see you back at Sobrik.
Okay, let's answer this call, and then we will discuss her backstory just a little slightly while we're traveling back, at least.
Sith, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sure you're very busy. Congratulations, by the way. I heard that you found our scientist. We'll whip up that serum and get you into that toxic waste pit in no time. But there's a problem, and I need your help.
I'd be happy to help any way I can.
It's my son. He arrived shortly after you left for the research facility, but then he went after some holocron, he called it. A few minutes ago, I got what I think was a distress call from him. He's in trouble.
He can handle himself.
Look, I didn't want to have to do this, but it sounds like I have no choice. This is my son we're talking about, and if you want your serum, you'll save him.
Have you forgotten who you're dealing with?
I have pull in important circles, and my brother is a higher-ranking Sith. You'll listen if you know what's good for you. All this time you've been running around, we've been fighting a war. I've been more than happy to help, but not at the expense of my son's life.
It's your grave, Major.
Save your idle threats. You won't get your serum without me. We narrowed the origin of the distress call to an abandoned building near the Republic crater outpost. I'm guessing the Republic's captured him, which means a lot of fighting to free him. Good luck.
So, as a canonical thing with the Sith Inquisitor, you know, they start out as having just recently been freed of, like, being, you know, of slavery. So they were slaves. So what I'm thinking is, at least, you know, as a little character thing with her, being a slave obviously doesn't stick well, you know, unless you're, well, it just doesn't in general. I was gonna say unless you're treated well, but no, that doesn't, no. Being a slave is not something people would probably like. I'm very certain of that. So probably, like, in her mind. Hey, Casper, how's it going? In her mind, you know, she spent so long, so much of her life, especially the early life. Give me actually just one.
Here we do weapons right, or we don't do them at all. You wouldn't be here otherwise.
You have your extension. But if there's another delay, your know-how won't save you.
Okay, sorry. You know, being controlled and stuff like that. She doesn't like being, like, she does not take well to being controlled by other people. She's very much so like, I'm tired of being at people's control, you know, being, you know, underneath people's control. So she's gonna go, you know, she's gonna be the main power, if that makes, you know, any sense whatsoever. So like what this guy's pulling right now, she's probably gonna kill him over it because she's like, yeah, no, you're trying to assert some sort of control over me. That's not happening, and you will die for that mistake, kind of thing, probably, because, you know, she's leaning toward the dark side, you know. And then with her, like, torturing people, she's just like, hey, like, you people have been free all your lives. Maybe I'll show you what it's like to be a slave. And, you know, that's why she's, like, so eager to just shock people. To use her first lightning. Like, that's how I imagine, like, at least a base backstory for her. Like, a place to start. Maybe we'll come up with something better later. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be our start. But that'll be like the explanation as to why she does things certain ways. But at the same time, she's like still kind of like, I don't know. You tell me, man. Looks like a madness sork. I think she's darkness, is what that is. Yeah, she's darkness. She's a darkness assassin. Because I'm going tank with this chick. You actually hate Tarkin? Tarkin's just eh. Tarkin's a dingle jerk. I will agree. Oh, I wish I had... Oh, wait, I have a form of force push. Fool. It's 12:20 in Australia. Yeah, no, it's 6:20 a.m. here. And I think the plan for today is we're gonna finish up Balmora. And depending on what time that leaves us at, by the time we finish, by the time we finish Balmora, we might do the next planet, and then after that, we'll switch over to Anthem. The whole thing being like we're gonna start the morning with SWTOR, and then we're switching over to Anthem. That's the whole thing. Hey, Jawcock, how's it going? I'm currently playing on the Satil Shan server. I have characters on every server, just for the record, but Satil Shan is my main server. That's where I have like all of my stuff on it. It's the 24th there? Yeah, no, it's only the 23rd here, so how time flies. What are you doing? How are you doing today? How are you guys all doing today? You guys are doing well. Ready for a full day stream. You know, starting with SWTOR, and then going into Anthem. Starting from the beginning again, because I just can't make up my gosh darn mind, because hey, why would I? You're in the future. Is there war? Hey, Overclocked, how you doing? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I went the wrong way. I didn't need to go that far down. Oh, I love that effect on her, though. Like that little, like, shadow, like the shroud around her. That's cool. I love that. Lee Bryson, how you doing? Hocus Pocus is like, I'm doing good. I'm having weekend vodka. Yep. Definitely doing good then. You're definitely doing good then. No war? Alright, cool. Well, if war does break out, let me know. I think this is... Okay, I do have stealth. Good. Good. If you have two characters, you imagine they fight like they did in episode 3. Oh, yeah. You know, like Obi-Wan and Anakin. I can see that. Like I said, for me, it depends on the character. Because in my own mind, I do this... I've always done this thing, like even when I was little and playing with toys. I always wrote out scenarios for when I was playing with the toys and stuff like that. Always had like a headcanon or like a story that I would play through in my head. Makes me think that maybe I should try like legitimate like story writing as a thing, because I think I might at some point have the knack for it, but I don't know, right? Like my skills would be terrible right now. You don't just start off as an amazing writer, I would imagine. I don't know. But I like to interweave stories and stuff with my characters and stuff like that, just to kind of give me more of a reason to play them, keep me more invested in the character themselves as we go through the story, so it's not a slog every time, and just kind of like give them little quirks that maybe you guys could latch onto, and then have like a favorite character that I've made that you guys, you know, like. You know what I mean? That's kind of the goal. Kind of keep me invested, keep you guys invested. Give you guys ideas, stuff like that. Oh, what's going on here? Excuse me, but you're dead. I know that you're the Sith right there. What am I supposed to do here? Search for Haran? Oh, no, I literally just gotta walk up to him. Hey, what's up, dude?
You... The old man sent you for me, didn't he? He must have gotten my distress signal. I guess the old fool's still good for something. You're the Sith he's told me so much about, aren't you?
The sooner we get this done, the better.
I'm just glad I don't have to take orders from the old man. Now get me out of here!
Your father said you were after a very special item.
Figures he'd go blabbing about it. But I guess the damage is done. My master sent me here for a holocron the Republic dug up someplace or other. I got the holocron, now all I have to do is get out of this place.
You wouldn't happen to have this holocron on you?
Don't worry. It's safely hidden in my robes. The holocron's a map. It's supposed to point to a powerful weapon of the dark side that's hidden here on Balmorra. The weapon's mine if I find it, which I will, now that you're here to free me.
I'll free you, if you give me the holocron.
Ha! I'm not afraid of you. I'm injured, but I'm still Sith. I found the holocron. It's mine. Now let me out of here.
Hey, Karina, how's it going?
You leave one way. As a corpse.
Not without a fight, I won't.
Oh, here we go. Why are we...
I'm going to kill you.
Oh, yep, saw that coming. Oh, you poor fool. You poor fool. I wonder if this... I haven't done this in a long time, so I wonder if it's just gonna flat out kill this dude. Or if they're gonna give me like a little conversation to have with him. Where I can still... Nope, I can't spare his life. Okay, cool. Well, I burned that bridge. I burned that bridge. This guy's gonna hate me. Oops. You want to be dedicated to playing one character, but end up trying level, like 30 levels on each one because you don't have the time. I feel it. It's also, like, nice to try out each character and class and the gameplay style and see what suits you best. Like, I get it, man. I understand. You know what, though? We'll play this out in a certain way. In her head, she's like, hey, yeah, no, I'm gonna punish this dude for trying to control me. And, where does it hurt most? Well, we start off by making him suffer by killing his son, you know, the person we were sent to rescue. And technically, I did free him. You know, technically, I freed him of this mortal coil. But, you know, freed him nonetheless. Just gotta retrieve the Sith weapon. Just gonna go invisible. I don't feel like fighting these guys. I always forget that I have the stealth, you know? Always forget I have that. Yeah. But I'm gonna make the guy, you know, feel the greatest pain imaginable for trying to force his will over me. And then we're probably, if they give us the option, going to kill him. That's the plan. Yep. That was our evil machinations right there. Also, if you guys are wondering why there's no background music going on in the game, that is because this is going up on YouTube as well, and if there's any background music, YouTube will catch it, and then then, you know, they're just gonna be like, sorry, but we're gonna copyright that. That's basically all that is. All right, Bessiker, you try telling me why I shouldn't kill you.
Stay back, Sith. I said stay back, and don't lay a hand on me. I know what you did. We had an agent in that outpost, and he reported everything.
Ah, I should have killed everybody there.
You wouldn't get your serum if you didn't help. And you killed him!
Don't make me kill you too.
You're nothing but a cold-blooded murderer. You enjoyed killing him, didn't you? Didn't you?
To be honest, I've had better.
I knew it. You're sick! Sick!
Don't do it.
Please, just tell me one thing. Why? Why did you have to kill him? We have hollow images of the cell. The controls were right there. You could have freed him. You would have gotten your serum. Why?
He would have done the same to me.
No, he wouldn't have. He was a good boy. And I trusted you with his life.
Your son was a disciple of the dark side. He knew what that meant. And he certainly wasn't a good boy.
You evil, wretched, bloodthirsty... I'll kill you! I'll kill you! You'll never get your serum because I'll kill you!
Are you sure about that? Are you sure you're going to? I don't think you will, bud. Sorry. Hey, King, how you doing? Oh, that was like a stab right to the throat. Nice armor. Thank you. Thank you. I have this set, and then I also have the hashtag fun when she's alone set. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know. I have the underboob set is basically what I'm saying. But then I was like, no. She's gonna have a little bit more modesty. That's all I was going with that.
Whoa there, Sith. Calm down. I've got your serum right here. Now, maybe the Major deserved what he got. Who am I to say? But there's no reason to do anything rash.
Just give me my serum.
Look, I see where you're coming from. I do. You have big plans, and the Major got in your way. Fine. So please don't take it the wrong way when I tell you. This plan of yours is completely insane.
It's too late to worry about that now. I need to know if it will work.
Look, go ahead, take the serum. Take it. I made it just like this datapad specified. You're probably on the right track. The serum should give you resistance to the stuff in the blown-out vault. But there's also a good chance the serum will kill you. I mean, it was designed for colicoids, not humans.
I'll consider myself warned.
All right, fine.
Yeah, she might be my favorite character. Outside of Novik, I think she might be my favorite character that I've ever made.
Here you go. It's only a limited number of doses, and like I said, I'd use it sparingly if I were you. You'll have to fight past the main Republic base to get to the vault, but seriously, whatever the Republic throws at you, the colicoids will be worse.
You may have your freedom, Doctor. Thank you.
What?
See?
You're not serious. I mean, you're Sith. You can't be serious. You'll let me go back to the Republic?
You're making me have second thoughts.
Look, you'll know I'll never make it out alive. So if you're serious, you'll authorize a shuttle for me out of here.
I haven't got time for this.
Just let me get the transport officer on the holo here. There we go.
Dr. Tyrek, Sith, Captain Rollo at your service. What can I do for you?
The Doctor is a Republic sympathizer and war criminal.
What? No, it's not fair.
As you say, my lord. Deploy guards to Major Bessica's office immediately. We have a traitor in our midst.
Get out of here, why don't you? Oh, don't worry, I won't run. Where would I run to? Just go.
I gave him a chance. I was like, hey, get out of here. And then I was like, hey, you're making me change my mind. And then he's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna force this issue, so... All right, bud, you forced the issue and you, paid the price. You think the question's gonna be, like, the sister of Novik? Nah. Because they have, like, two entirely different backstories. Like, it wouldn't make sense for, like, him to be, like, them to be related and, like, Novik to be of, like, a Jedi background and then Equestra here to be, like, a slave. It doesn't make any sense for that, unfortunately. Allies at one point or another, yeah, probably. Or rivals. Or lovers. I don't know, probably not.
Your service, my lord.
Lana gets jealous, right?
Travel route is confirmed.
What do they have in the cartel market? The outcast armor set. That's a cool one, though. I don't think it'll look good on Equestria, but it's a cool set. I might get it for like a smuggler. Oh, that'd be like a cool smuggler set. Maybe. Or maybe like a Jedi Shadow set if you could get rid of the hood. You know? Get rid of the hood and it'd be a great Jedi Shadow set. Real quick. Okay. What armor set did I... Okay, here. Let me apply this real quick and then I'll just preview everything here so we can see what it would look like if her head slot was on. Yeah, like that'd look pretty cool. I might get that for her character. I hate that you have to have like a headband, you know? Like certain headband just to get rid of the hood, but yeah, I'd give that to like a character, probably. And then you got the Kanan Jarrus one, which I have on my Jedi Knight. I thought it would look pretty good with like certain dyes. Turns out not so much. Doesn't look so good. We're just gonna sneak by you guys over here. Sorry. And then... And let there be mounts. I almost wish you could enter stealth mode while on a mount. That'd be like super OP for like getting around things, but I feel like it'd be pretty interesting and fun. Convenient to be very sure. Very convenient. I also love how I use this mount for literally every character I have. This is by far my favorite mount, the Cavern Varactyl. It's one of my favorites. I just really like the live mount idea, you know, like the animal mount stuff. Instead of having like a more Star Wars-y mount, I just really like the aspect of riding around on a Varactyl. Episode 3 has taught me so much with Obi-Wan. It's all it's all I'm really saying. That's all I'm really saying there. Okay. I'm sure what you're saying is very important, Kem. But... She has so many stabby abilities. Like, she has one where you just, like, straight up backstab someone, and then she has one where you stab them in the face or the throat. And then so many, like, lightning abilities. It's weird to see, like, all these abilities and be like, oh, yeah, no, that's a tank. Because they're, like... they're, like, pretty DPS-like abilities, in my opinion. Hi, guys! Hey, Undertaker! I think everything's going pretty good. How you doing, my dude? And I agree, live mounts are definitely cooler. What if Order 66 comes to SWTOR and every alliance member for the Empire and had spies? Well, Order 66 never would absolutely never come to SWTOR because Order 66 is exclusively like a clone thing, you know, programmed into them, which is why it worked whatsoever. And they had like no control over it, so that's why that worked. But like having like betrayers and stuff like that in SWTOR, like that's already a thing. Ah! Oh, I almost made it. I forget that I have my force speed too. Kem looks cool, and he wants to talk. Mm-hmm. Yep. Whatever you say, Kem. I mean, yeah, no, the imps definitely can't be trusted, but that depends on the imp, to be perfectly fair. Like, there are a lot, like, you find them in, like, the Jedi Knight storyline where they're actually pretty, like, admirable, and they're just, they're just doing things this way because they were born in the Empire, and they kind of thought, that it was the better, and then they find out they were wrong. Like, like that kind of thing. It's like your standard thing. Like, some people can be trusted, whether or not they're from, like, a different faction. Can't blanket that. But yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. We're here with the real life lessons. Real life lessons with Novik. Who would have thought? Malga's turned more sensible. Exactly, yeah. That's like a perfect example. Like, to be fair, when he tried to take over the Empire, he had a much better idea of what the Empire should be. Kind of making it, like, equal for everybody. getting rid of slaves is a whole, you know, that thing, you know? He just kind of went about it the wrong way. He went about it in terms of, like, just a coup, instead of, like, being like, hey, I can prove myself a great leader like Mar, you know? Like, he tried to skip the hard bits, and, got cut down because of it. That sounds like me at school. Except cut down metaphorically, not literally. Yeah, no, that literally happened to him. Okay. Here we go. Don't do this at home, kids. Don't do this at home. Oh, right in the leg. Let's take down some collocoids, shall we? I remember this now. Okay, so note to self, I should have gone the other way, because this is basically a death trap. Thank you, Kem. I'm glad I have him on DPS. The more I play of like a tank class, I think the more I like it. Arkrith Lol, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Novi Nation. Let Trebe show you the way to Lana, who has both love and life. If I butchered your name, by the way, let me know. Let me know how you want me to pronounce it, because that's important to me. That's important to me. Wait, where did you go? Why were you under the ground? I said no! Oops. You know what? Here, come back up here. I've basically sent Kem to his death. Well, hello there. Hello there. Hello. Akrith lol. Alright, cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. How you doing today? And hello there, Lion. Welcome back. You ready for me to restart Anthem again for the 17th time? But this time we're gonna do Nova so that I can play Interceptor, and you and the rest of chat can be all about that Interceptor booty again, because you guys wouldn't give that up last time I played. Gosh darn it. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Najo? That's all I know about it, you know? It's like... Gonna do some ops later, how about me? Well, I'm working on story right now, and then after I work on story, a little bit of the story, we're gonna switch over to Anthem, but I'm doing good, thank you for asking. Also, I apologize for restarting Anthem like almost every time I stream it. I'm just trying to find the definitive like starting point for me to do the actual story series, you know. Yeah, see, Karina, that's exactly what I had to deal with when I was playing Interceptor. Everybody's just like, ah! Is Anthem any good? You've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I would say Anthem has its problems, and a lot of them are pretty glaring problems. And there are some things I would definitely change about Anthem, but I really, really enjoy the gameplay of Anthem. I'm really getting into the story of Anthem. I would say overall, for me right now, it's about a 7 out of 10 if I had to give it like a scoring grade, and I'm hoping later on in the future it improves itself and kind of finds itself as a game and becomes more like, you know, kind of finds itself. What's Anthem about? Well, if you stick around, we'll actually have an answer for that. Because we'll get through some story and stuff like that. That was a cool scene, by the way. I would say I like the game but not to the point where I think anybody bashing on it is, like, there are some people who go above and beyond in bashing things. For example, like a reviewer like Angry Joe. He's probably going to rip that game to shreds. And I think ripping it to shreds is unwarranted because what they have there is a pretty solid base. And if they could just get the proper funding and get their things, basically get their shit together, I think that Anthem can turn out to be very, very good and kind of find itself like Destiny ended up finding itself. And I think it has a lot of potential, and they just need to kind of tap into it more. But we'll go into more about Anthem when we're actually playing Anthem. How's that sound?
Sith, I mean, my lord. I mean, Major Illan here, sir.
I would say in its released state, that's like the only thing. Like, instead of saying, I think it has great potential, I just think they haven't found where Anthem's potential, like, where to tap into it yet. Like, that's what I think. I think it's, like, as of right now, a pretty complete experience. It's just, there are still some problems and stuff like that. Kind of things to expect with an online game like this, so, yeah.
Got a promotion, huh?
Yes, thank you. Got Major Bessig's old job. Yes, as the new resources officer here on Balmorra, I just wanted to apologize for the behavior of the late Major Bessica. His son's mission was not a military matter, and the Major had no right to demand your valuable time in that way.
It's not as if I didn't benefit.
I just hope you remember my role in helping you find what you were after.
I never neglect to repay a service rendered.
You'll always be welcome here on Balmorra, sir.
A Sith is welcome wherever she goes.
Absolutely. No question of it. It's a pleasure to serve. Well, good luck with whatever it is you're doing.
Do I think that WoW is going downhill? I haven't played WoW in a bit. Like, y'all know that I went super hard on WoW when, Battle for Azeroth came out, and then I haven't really touched it since. So I don't know if that says anything about the game, or if that's just me, but I enjoy the gameplay of WoW. I don't know if it's going downhill or not, because I really haven't seen it at its best. I don't think it's going downhill, though. But there's always the potential that, hey, maybe the gaming giant MMO will fail at some point. You know, you never know. As of right now, I don't know, because I don't know really what the conversation is going on around here with it. So, because I've been kind of out of the loop when it comes to WoW, and I want to hop in there again at some point, but like, I know that if I do, there are a lot of decisions in that game, you know, because the game's ridiculously old, technically, that I would have preferred, like other games have that I prefer, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so like, other people like Akrith here would have better, like a better perception of whether the game's doing well or not. You know, I wouldn't.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
Son Gideon 2019, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Novi Nation. Let Trebe show you the way to Lana, who is both love and life. And I just realized I can go to the ship's terminal. Okay. Do I have my... I don't have my legacy stuff? Oh my gosh. I gotta change that. I need personal starship transportation. Immediately. I need it stat. I need it stat. Because that's gonna save me so much time. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. What planet is this? This is Balmorra. We just finished up Balmorra. And we've got, I'd say, enough time to do the next planet, because I want to start Anthem around 8 this morning, so I'd say we got enough time. But we got to talk to Kim Ball, too, so. we got some more time for the next planet, I would think.
I found the artifact.
Excellent. I trust Major Bessica was a good help. I've traced another artifact to Nar Shaddaa, but I'm still trying to locate the other two. I'll see what I can learn while you're on Nar Shaddaa. Now hurry. There can be no gain without haste.